right, everybody. Good morning from me to you. We're going on our next walking tour. I tried to get up for the sunrise, but I missed it by about a half hour. So we're going on an early morning Sunday walk, 7 a.m. And we're on one of the bridges that connects Anzures behind me to Cuauhtemoc. And we're gonna make our way to Reforma. So you see here Circuito Interior, or in this section known as Melchor Ocampo. We see Torre Mayor, the Banorte building there. And in this direction we would hit Chapultepec, but we're going to walk down now to the Colonia Cuauhtemoc, right next to Anzures, split by Circuito Interior. It's a nice colonia here. It's one of the older ones as well, so we'll see a lot of old architecture and old buildings. And we'll walk through an area that's usually very busy with restaurants and people and stuff, but it's early, it's Sunday, and we are in a pandemic, so you'll get to check out what that's like right now in Mexico City. I have my dog with me. I don't know if you could see her in frame. Got a dry cleaner here right when we cross the bridge, pretty close. And we'll make our way down Rio Niagara River here. And in this little section we can see there's going to be quite a bit of apartments for rent as well. Some are new constructions next to a lot of these older constructions. Oh, dog. More doggies. So where we just walked from, we left Anzures. Anzures is a smaller colonia, and it's more quiet, residential, of larger houses. A lot of them have been converted to offices. And one thing about Anzures is there's not a lot of commerce there, so it's hard to find a place if you walk out and want to get something to eat or go buy tortillas or things like that. So, but if we cross here to Cuauhtemoc, which is very close, just a block away, we have, look, here's a nice little car spotting. I think it's a Dodge Dart. I like walking past it because it's a really cool classic car. But here on the left, we have El Sazón del Norte. Really good meat market here. Usually it lines up. And the owner here likes our dog Pika, so she likes to get a snack. Down the block there, we get tortillas. So it's really close. So I like staying in Anzures, very quiet and residential. And just very close by, we do have other options for picking items up, you know. Here's a Noche Buena tree here, or bush, with the red flowers. You recognize these a lot during Christmas time, but there's a lot of them in Mexico City. And we can hear the birds chirping. This is a real walk, guys. I apologize for this little stop here. I'm grabbing my bag like a good Samaritan because Pika did her duty. So my responsibility is to pick it up. so we'll do that now. Another thing to point out, spinning around, is that here in Cuauhtemoc, for example, I don't like when the dog does her thing here because there's not trash cans around here. So you'll notice more trash kind of laying around, which I don't like too much. Where we crossed over on the bridge in Anzures, they made sure to put trash cans almost on every corner. So less trash. There's like a local movement there of, you know, like signs, vecino cochino, like dirty neighbor. There's trash, pick it up. So it's pretty clean, and you know, I'm making sure to carry my little bag of Pika doo-doo until I find a trash can. But a lot of people just throw it or leave it. I don't know about you, but that annoys the heck out of me. Here on the corner to the right, there's a really cool bar called Pata Negra, and they have live music usually, and it's like a cool atmosphere inside of there. And there's also one in El Centro Histórico near the Catedral. But see, look, they're boarded up. We're gonna walk up so you can see how, like in the businesses we saw in Polanco, this one here is boarded up as well. They're not opening during this pandemic. A lot of places are closed, especially right now in red. Because we are in red, like bars and restaurants, most of them are closed completely. Some restaurants are allowed to be open for takeout only, but not here. And now we're still walking down Rio Niagara. This section in Cuauhtemoc, a lot of the streets, most of the streets I think, have the names of rivers. And some cool buildings. You could see they're like older constructions. You can see in the background up there, you can see they're doing more construction on the other block. But construction's one of the things that is not put on hold. So a lot of times you'll still see constructions. Come on, Pika, we're crossing. You know where we're going. I might let the dog loose around here. See, we're gonna go left, but every day the trash guys come and pick up trash. You could see over there. I would make my way over there to throw the sack away, but I don't want to go that way. So we'll wait for a trash can. This section here has a lot of restaurants as well, stretching from back there this way. A lot of meat houses, Argentinian steak houses, Paraguayan steak houses. We have bread shops here, fish shops. Next time I'm gonna do a walk during more busy hours so we can see the difference of what it looks like during closed and open hours, right? I will say that under the normal times we had, these places were packed. You could just hear people's voices, people laughing, tables all on the street and everyone out. And now, because of the pandemic, most of them are still open, but no people. Here we have a shop that's open, a little cafe. Buen día. And I think we're on Rio Nasa now. I'll confirm that now. We're about a block away from Reforma, so you can see that Anzures, where we were at, very close to Polanco, where we did our last tour, and here walking distance to Reforma. see more trash people just leave like that. The trash comes to pick it up, but it looks kind of ugly just like that. Here we have a Cinemex, another theater, which unfortunately, unfortunately we don't get to use. So it is Sunday. Sunday, as you might know, is the day where usually people run marathons or like 10Ks and races. So today would have been a day that Reforma is usually closed. And they also do the ciclovia. You might be familiar with that term. They close the streets for people riding bikes. That happens on Sundays. Another fun activity that gets taken away from us because of the pandemic. Here's our first trash can, and we've made it to Reforma. So one thing I miss from Reforma, like I said, is the ciclovia. There's a lot of eco bicis and mo-bikes around that if you don't have a bike, you could easily rent one. And or your rollerblades, or like the guy that's over there goes running. Sunday's a great day to run in the mornings. And we're gonna walk to the center really quick. We'll cross the street. So we're crossing Reforma now from Cuauhtemoc. Once we cross to the other side, we would actually be in Juarez. Juarez is another really cool colonia. Further east, I believe, southeast this way, we would hit Zona Rosa, which is a really cool party area. But here we have El Ángel. It's been like that for, over a year for sure. Almost 2 maybe, I don't think 2 years, but as you know, the women manifestations caused a lot of damage to it. So they've been cleaning it and repairing it, and it's been kind of an eyesore like that. But it's quite a sight to come at night or in the day and see it. There's usually people around the roundabout taking pictures. Sundays and Saturdays is like you see all the quinceañeras coming on their limos taking pictures. And there you could see El Castillo de Chapultepec. So we're making our way now. Come on. So an interesting thing about Reforma walking is that there's like 20 Starbucks. Like literally there will be a Starbucks across the street, and then there will be another one across the street again. Not in this section, but. So right now we're on Reforma and we're making our way towards El Castillo de Chapultepec. You can see that Reforma is lined up with, again, the Nochebuenas, the red leafed plant here. And they line up the whole thing. And it's crazy. It's like they change it seasonally with different flowers. Over the Day of the Dead, we had Cempasúchil, that orange poppy that you recognize, that was lined up. And they change it like overnight. They get like big teams of workers that come out and they'll pull all the flowers and put new ones. One thing I'm curious about though is what they do with them. I wonder what they do with all those, if they just go to like a farm and replant them and let them grow, or hope they don't just get rid of them. If we would keep going this way, the way we crossed through Juarez, we would then come to the Avenida Chapultepec, which then we would cross Chapultepec and go into Roma Norte. Very close as well. That might be another walk. Yeah, so very central area. If we head this way on Reforma and we keep going, we would make it to El Centro Histórico. We would have to head a little bit south, I believe, but it's also a walkable distance if you're up for a nice long walk. And so here we're approaching the roundabout with La Viana Casadora. And here you can see Ecobici. So if you register and you get your card, you would swipe it here, and then they would give you a number and you would find your bike, pull it, and take it to wherever you need. It charges a small fee per the minute, then you put it back. So a little kind of rideshare system here. They're all over. You could pull an app as well to see where the nearest station would be to plan your route. And here, let's take a look at La Viana Casadora, a wonderful sculpture of a nicely shaped woman. She's a huntress. And I'm not sure the story behind her, but it's a great sculpture. We'll catch her from the other side too. I'm surprised we haven't seen so many runners yet for it being a Sunday morning. It's not that early yet either. It's just past 7. But here we're starting to see. They're talking while running. That's kind of hard. I don't know about you guys, but when I run with people, let's run because I got red. Ah, we made it. Yeah, when you talk and run, I feel like you lose your breath more. Here's the other angle of La Viana. These are awesome roundabouts. I'll tell you, it's kind of funky driving in them. Sometimes you stop in the middle or go both sides. You could take it from both sides. They're one-way streets that cross a roundabout. But another angle of La Viana with a nice mural in the back. Okay. So I decided to do this walk early today because I actually walk every day at 6:30, around 7, every day of the week. And sometimes I come this route. But I figured if I'm walking these mornings, I'll bring the camera out and do a little tour. It's not quite as interesting, I might say, if you're watching. I'm not sure. Do you like seeing the city in these off hours that you might not normally see it? Or do you prefer to see them during the hours when there's like people and hustle and bustle going on? But it's different, you know. Sometimes when I come earlier, it's still dark and we see the sunrise. I was trying to get the sunrise because it lights up the buildings here beautifully. You know, red sunlight, morning hour. But we missed it. I wanted to show you guys that. Yeah, and that's someone sleeping there. Hey, you, sit. Pika, sit down. Sit. Sit. She's pulling too much. I'm gonna let her go. Stay. Here, come on. Hey, hey, hey. Where are you going? Stay close by. Good girl. I've been practicing with her. Here. Hey, where are you going? She gets excited. Normally we go to the park where we're heading to. But I don't want her to get too far. So the mornings is good at practice, especially because there's not a lot of people or other dogs in traffic. But man, I get nervous. I don't know how you are with your dogs or if you have any tips on that, but there you go. Come here. And so we're approaching the end of this section of Reforma. Reforma continues, But we're gonna get into the Bosque de Chapultepec now. Come here, get up here. Come on. And we can see the Estela de Luz, which is the light tower up ahead. Come here. And that's like the entrance to El Bosque de Chapultepec, where the castle is. I can't go in there today because I have Pika. Dogs are not allowed in there. Come on. But that will be another tour on its own that we'll dedicate to that section. The buildings just look really nice here. I'm bending over backwards for you guys again. I wonder what people think if they see me bending over backwards like that for you. No, come here. Where do you think you're going? You're gonna get on the leash soon. She likes to chase birds and squirrels. Oh, there's a squirrel. Hey, there's a squirrel over here. Come here. See a squirrel? See a squirrel? In the tree. Come here. Come on. It's up there. Squirrel. Squirrel. Pika. Here. She doesn't see that cool little squirrel up there. Come here. Oh, you want the leash now? Okay, here. Okay, here. Fine, you asked for it. All right, continuing along. Continuing along. Cool, we got a guy flying his drone here. Right there. Looks like a Mavic Air 2. A great place to take off here because we have the BBVA bank building here. We have Torre Mayor just behind us, Banorte. And so in this section we see the castle this way and El Parque Chapultepec, so he must have got some beautiful shots with that drone. Should bring mine out as well. But here Reforma takes like a little kink and then it starts going through El Bosque de Chapultepec. This way would actually take us back to Anzures where we were. So we did like a big triangle which would take us to the street Leibniz. And we'll walk up to the gate here so you can see, but they won't let me in. Here's the Estela de Luz, which is really just a big ornament that lights up at night. I believe they built it in memory of, I think, firefighters. There's some plaques here on the floor for oh shoot, Marco Antonio, that's me. And then here we have the gates opening up to Chapultepec, El Castillo. And so we'll just walk up to the front. This is a great place to run as well. I love running here and coming out on the other side, but you can see the castle lit very nicely. In front of it is Monumento de los Niños Héroes. the children heroes, or the hero children. The story is that when the battle was fought here, they jumped off one of the ledges on the castle there to save the flag. They sacrificed themselves, so that monument's for them. But next time we'll do a tour starting here. We'll go in. Not allowed to bring the dog, so we're gonna go around. And she knows where we're going because she's pulling me super hard, and we're making our way to the open area of the forest, as they call it, El Bosque. And she's pulling and pulling because she's ready to go run. So goodbye Reforma and Juarez or Cuauhtemoc. We're on the border, and now we're going this way. Let Pika, a dog like you. All right, this way. This is one of those rideshare bikes. It's called Desba. Works with an app. I like these better because you could just leave them in sections as long as you park them properly, and you could find them in more places. I used to use Mobike, but I don't see Mobike anymore. The scooters that you guys know, like Lime, and forgot what the other scooters were called. There was 3 different scooter companies, and those are all gone. I'm not sure the reason why, but I imagine because people were getting hurt a lot and they're just laying them around the city. There was some controversy with them as well about taxes and how many scooters they had in the city and how many they actually said, things like that, but they're gone. My favorite is E-Conduce, which is a electric moped that you actually could drive on the street and park anywhere as well. Those are really cool and fun to get around. So here we have Mariano Escobedo, which, if you guys remember our last tour, we came from Anzures into Polanco and Mazarik. This is the street we crossed, Mariano Escobedo. That will bring you here and take you to the south of the city. It'll take you all the way to like Condesa and Seu and that area. I really don't make my way down there that often, but we might do that just to show you guys. Pika, you need to relax. You're cutting my circulation off. So we're coming into the forest now. I say forest, my wife got me saying forest. I was saying park because it's a big park, but in Spanish it's called El Bosque de Chapultepec. She's like, it's a bosque, it's a forest, it's not a park. I'm like, all right. So now I say forest. So when you hear me saying the forest, I really mean the park. Chapultepec has 5 sections. We're in the 5th section over here, and it's 3 times larger than Central Park. So it's a nice big park. And I often run here as well. If we would cross the street to my left, in that section there is the Museum of Modern Art. Really cool museum as well. A lot of neat exhibitions in there. All museums are closed presently. So if you decide to come out to Mexico City, you can, but you should have a different itinerary in mind But there's the Museum of Modern Art. And there's another museum here that if we cross the street, again, back to where we are, on the right, it's called El Museo Tamayo. It's a smaller museum, also with some modern art in there. And if we walk a little bit further, we'll get to the Museum of Anthropology. And then if we enter the park in that section, we'll come around the back end of the castle, another museum. So if we were in any type of normality, you would get 3 museums in like a 1 mile radius, which is pretty cool. See, here's some more mobikes. Pika's ready, man. She's pulling me. It's kind of annoying. But let's let her go over here. So here's the section we like. Hey, come here. Go ahead. So let's walk a little bit through the forest and come out on the other side, and we'll actually get to El Museo de Antropología. Again, in any normal time, there's a lot of people here, families, people running, picnics, people playing games, doing yoga, practicing karate, practicing like tightrope walking, all kinds of stuff, and a ton of dogs. And it's a great area. There's people selling food, but we'll see none of that. There's still a lot of people that come in the afternoons. Today it's Sunday, so there will be still people, but not as much. Not as much. It's fresh here with the trees. I'm actually a little cold. It's been cold in Mexico City lately. I think like in the mornings are probably in the low 60s, maybe 59. Right now it feels like in the 60s. What else is here in this section? There's I would call it like a dog park, because most people come here to bring their dogs. There's some fountains here. They haven't been turning them on for a while, so the water is really dirty. I think there's a water shortage problem in Mexico City. Sometimes whole colonias will like have kind of how we have brownouts in California for electricity. They have something similar here with the water, where they turn the water off for like days, like 2, maybe 3 days. You have no water, so you have to have your reserves ready to last you that long. Or what a lot of people do is they leave the city. So this is the Museo Tamayo. Closed as well. Nice little cafe area up there. And here's the main entrance of El Museo Tamayo, and it's right in the park here. Has some neat sculptures out here, like this giant cube. Looks like a Rubik's cube almost. Come here. Drop it, come on, drop it. Oh, you want me to chase you, huh? Then I won't throw the stick. So if we head in this direction, we'll get to Gandhi, Circuito Gandhi, which is another part of the park. It has a running track, some exercise machines, and if we continue, we'll get back into Polanco, Lomas de Chapultepec, I believe. But we're gonna keep this way. Right now we're heading parallel to Reforma. So if we make our way back this way, we'll get close to Reforma again. A lot of marathons run through here on Sundays, or parades usually will end up going through here. And on a normal, hey, no. Sorry about that. She really wants to go in the water. Her mom will kill me. But normally here, walking as well, you'll start to hear the flute, the little bamboo flute with the little drum. And just ahead we have a large pole, which is of the, hey, voladores de Papantla. I'm not sure if you're familiar with los voladores de Papantla, but they're the guys that hang from the ropes on a pole. There's 4 of them, and they spin around from the top to the bottom, and it's kind of like signifying all the days of the year and the cycles of the sun. Look, Pika saw a dog. Pika, are you gonna jump? Come on. Come on, you're not gonna jump. You're not gonna jump. You're not gonna do anything. Come on. Oh, see, like now there's no water in the... Hey, Pika, get out of there. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it was a good idea to bring my dog on the walking tour, but she's going crazy right now. What are you doing? But here's the pole. Let's walk here. And there's a large blue pole up ahead. Let's see if you could see it. Hey, over here. I know you're trying to go in the water. Let's distract her a little bit. All right, let's walk up to the pole. Dang, why are you just chomping like that? Here. So here, people usually sit around here, and they have the pole right here. So here's the pole. So there's usually 4 on each, 1 on each corner, 1 standing in the middle, beating the drum, and it spins around, and then they come down to the bottom. And they do that over and over every day. And then there's a lot of people here picnicking and then giving them tips. You could see the food carts and stands behind the tree line here. They're all closed. They were opening up recently since we've been in the red state. I'm not sure if they're opening up during red state. I imagine they're not, but they might be. And then here we walk out to the Museum of Anthropology. Here's the Coca-Cola towers. And here is, you crazy. And here, over there is another, we cross Reforma. There's a Starbucks there, and go into the park. Let's walk up to the museum. Come here. You're not free to go wherever you want. We'll go downstairs because I like this section, but let's just walk around here for a little bit. Where are you going? Huh? You're gonna jump? You're gonna jump down there? Hope not. There's the police and the guards making sure people don't come in. Hey, don't go there, you're gonna fall. We'll go down the lower level just because it's kind of cool down here. This is a monument or a plaque for Pedro Ramirez Vasquez, an architect who consulted the city in a lot of the buildings being made. Here are some lockers because you can't take bags into the museum and things like that. So you could come leave them here. Where are you going? No. You guys, she wants to go in the water. No, you don't. All right, now we're coming back out. This is like an entrance that would cross over to the parking lot for the museum off of Reforma. So we're gonna walk back out to Reforma. Come here. Hey, I wanna put the leash back on now. Here, come here, sit. Come on, be a good girl. Fine, don't sit, but stay still. All right. This is an ice truck. Look at all this ice. Dun 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 dun. So over there's another entrance to the park here, and there's a Starbucks there, which is a unique Starbucks as well. It's a green Starbucks. They consider it one of the few sustainable Starbucks that exists. I don't know what they do and stuff, but this is a part of the Museum of Anthropology. This here is Tlaloc. I think he's god of the rain. And this is an actual piece and find. They found this, I believe, when they were developing like the metro system and digging for developing in the city. They've made large and many finds of different archaeological pieces. This is one of them, and there's documentation online if you look it up of when they found it and when they transported it here through the city. Really cool, interesting piece. Most people think it's not authentic and just go by it, but it's an authentic piece. So the plaque here describes it that this monolith was found when they were digging up in the town of Cuautitlan or Cuautlinchan in the state of Mexico, just on the outside of the city. It was found in 1964, and it's hard to read. Yeah, it's talking about the god of the water, the god of the rain, for the people that live in Teotihuacan. And yeah, authentic piece here, guys. So if you're ever here, come check it out, get your picture. And what, Pika? I think we'll end the tour here, and we'll pick back up next week on another tour. We'll actually go into the park, so you guys could check that out. I won't bring Pika because you're not allowed in the forest. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna go back this way and let her run through the park. But look at this invisible cable. I fell. Ow, hurt my shins. What's a good way to end this video? But yeah, so thanks for watching. Leave your comments below in the description. Did you like the morning walk, or do you prefer afternoons or evenings? Leave your questions. And thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week. Ciao.